Hello guys, my name is Lasha and today I will be teaching you advanced vocabulary lesson and our topic for today will be contracts and warranties. Before we start the lesson, let's see how many students we have here watching today. And it's Friday, so I wish all of you to have a very good and relaxing day today, and I hope you will enjoy your weekend as much as possible in this quarantine period. Let's see if we are live on YouTube and Facebook. Let me check. Yes, we are live on YouTube. Everything is okay. As for Facebook, let's check Facebook as well. Yep, we are live on Facebook as well. Good. So we can start. So our topic for today is contracts and warranties. Of course, we will learn some new words and phrases related to these topics, and we are going to do exercises together. During the first lesson, we will focus on contract, and during the second lesson, we will do some things about warranties. The first thing that I would like to explain to you is the word abide by. Do you remember if you watched my video yesterday? Yesterday we talked about the word conform, and abide by has the same meaning with conform. It means to comply with something, like to comply with the rules or with some principles, standards, and etc. We have two sentences here. Sentence A says the two parties agreed to abide by the judge's decision, to follow the judge's decision, to conform the judge's decision. And B says for years he has abided by a complaint to annual employee raises. When we have contracts at work or maybe with partners, etc., there are some rules written in the contract and you need to abide by those rules. For example, I work as a teacher and of course I have contract and I need to abide by the contract rules written in our agreement between Just English and Lasha. Also, you have contract with schools or universities and etc., I think, and you need to abide by those rules as well. What else can we say about contract? There is one interesting thing. Nowadays, it has become popular to have contracts when people get married. So, my question is, guys, do you think couples should sign the contract when they marry? When two people get married, do you think they should have contract? Hi, Nevin. Do you think marriage contract is necessary or not necessary? Like in marriage contract, there are rules like this. For example, all the properties that has been bought before marriage will stay in the name of the owner, For example, if you get married to someone and the person has a lot of money and then you divorce, you cannot take anything. This can be one rule. They also write some things in it, like, for example, if someone is famous, let's talk about celebrities, they can write that maybe the partner should not give any interview to journalists, or there should not be any photos posted somewhere, like as Miss Fatma Noor says, not for ordinary people, but I think it is okay for celebrities. Yeah, sure. These kind of things can be written in marriage contract. Sometimes it is even written how many times a week they should have sexual intercourse with each other and these kind of things. But mostly it is done for different purposes. Nevin says if you don't trust him or her, yes, it is logical. Personally, my idea is that if you need contract, you should not get married to the person. Like, if you cannot trust the person enough, you should not get married to that person. Uh, but it is for ordinary people. Yeah, I agree with Miss Fatma. And for celebrities, it is a little bit different. And yes, maybe they need these kind of contracts. Rana says no, because if they trust each other, they don't need it. Yes, I totally agree with Rana. Next word that we will learn is agreement. Agreement is same with contract. It can be written, but in some countries, the jurisdiction of the country, the legal authorities, they also accept sometimes spoken words as an agreement. Most of the countries, agreement should be only in written form, and for example, the court will only accept written agreement. But in some countries, spoken messages can be accepted as an agreement, or official correspondence like emails, maybe even Facebook chat or Skype chat. These can also be agreement. It depends on the country and the system of legislation in the country. We have got two sentences with agreement. Sentence A says the landlord and tenant were in agreement that the rent should be prorated to the middle of the month. And sentence B says, according to the agreement, the caterer will also supply the flowers for the event. Guys, do you understand every word in these two sentences? Maybe you don't know tenant. Tenant is someone who lives in the house. So landlord is the person who gives the house to tenant. Tenant is someone who lives in landlord's house. And caterer, maybe you don't know. Caterer is a person or company who or which provides catering service, like food service. For example, you are having a birthday party for someone and you call a company and they come, they bring their food. This will be caterer and catering service. Next word that we are going to discuss today is assurance. Probably you understand that assurance comes from the word sure, to make sure about something. And it is noun, assurance, and the meaning is guarantee or confidence. Also, we have another word very closely related to this one, insurance. Insurance we can use for health insurance, property insurance, life insurance, car insurance, house insurance, okay? Sentence A says the sales associate gave his assurance that the missing keyboard would be replaced the next day. So This sentence has the same meaning as the sales associate promised that the missing keyboard would be replaced the next day, like promising someone, giving your assurance to someone. Sentence B says her self-assurance, like self-confidence, made it easy to see why she was in charge of the negotiations. Do you know negotiations, guys? Can you please tell me the meaning of negotiations? I'm talking about this word, negotiations. Rana doesn't know meaning, so if anybody knows, please can you provide? Sana says like discussing or meeting. Not meeting, but discussing is kind of okay. But negotiation is when we are discussing the price of something. In the sales process, we need to negotiate. Negotiation is discussing the sales, discussing the price of something. This is called negotiations. Hello, Mevlut. Fourth word for today's lesson is cancellation. Probably you know the verb cancel, and noun form of the same word is cancellation. It means annulment or stopping something. We can say about contract cancellation, for example, in which cases contract can be cancelled. Or also we can say that the cancellation of the lesson will result in blah 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 blah. If I cancel the lesson and if I don't do lesson with the student, I will probably get something like fine. So it will be also cancellation. Sentence A says the cancellation of her flight caused her problems for the rest of the week. And sentence B says the cancellation clause appears at the back of the contract. Yeah. At the end of the contract, usually there are some cancellation rules and principles and etc. Word number 5 we have got today, determine. It is a verb and it means to find out or to influence something or someone. If we want to make this a noun, it will be determination. Sentence A says, after reading the contract, I was still unable to determine if our company was liable for back wages. Do you know what is liable, guys? The meaning of the word liable. Maybe you have heard of liability. Liability is noun and liable is adjective. Not trustable, but liable means when you have responsibility to do something. Like when you own something. When you must do something, we will use liability. If we talk a little bit in financial direction, if a company takes credit, this is the liability for the company. So the company has responsibility to pay it back. Therefore, it is liability. I hope you understand the meaning of liable. And now let's see sentence B. The skill of the union bargainers will determine whether the automotive plant will open next week. I think it's understandable. Word engage is a verb and it means to participate or involve in something. Usually we use engage with in. Guys, we need preposition in. As you see in sentence A, before engaging in a new business, it is important to do thorough research. Okay, so before you get involved in a new business or before you start new business with someone, you need to research a lot of things. It is totally true and correct. Sentence B says he engaged us in fascinating discussion about current business law. Same meaning with commitment, you mean engage. Commitment is a little bit different. So we can say engaged like participate. I think you understand participate very easily. And engage can be used instead of participate in the sentence because commitment is a little bit different. Commitment means that you do something and you commit yourself for this thing and to this thing. Also, commit we use as a verb if we are talking about some crime, commit a suicide, commit a robbery, but engage is not really the same. The word establish means to institute permanently or to bring about. Sentence A says, through her many books and interviews, Dr. Wan established herself as an authority on conflict resolution. So, people saw her as an authority on conflict resolution, okay? Sentence B says the merger of two companies established a powerful new corporation. Do you know merger, guys? Merge is verb and merger is noun. When two companies decide to combine together, it is called merger. The verb is merge and noun is merger. Yeah, like unite together, correct. What is the biggest merger that you have heard? Which two companies merger you have heard? The biggest merger. There were two different companies and they merged. I'm also checking at the same time to have updated information about the mergers. And Wikipedia says the biggest merger until today was 1999 takeover of Mannesmann by Vodafone. So Vodafone and Mannesmann merged in 1999 and this was the biggest merger. I would say like Gmail and YouTube. This was one of the most important mergers, I think, for me. Next word, 8, obligate. It is verb and the noun form is obligation. Adjective form is obligatory. It means to bind legally or morally to something or someone. The contractor was obliged by the contract to work 40 hours a week. So, not obliged, sorry guys, obligated. The contractor was obligated by the contract to work 40 hours a week. So, the person had to work 40 hours a week. Okay? It is something you must do. Okay? Sentence B says, I felt obligated to finish the project even though I could have exercised my option to quit. Obligation, obligate, obligatory. When you learn new word, always try to learn the family. Okay, the word family. For example, obligate is the verb. At the same time, check if there are any different forms of the word. For example, obligation, noun, obligatory, adjective. So with just one word, you actually learn 3 words: obligate, obligation, and obligatory. Very easy to remember, all 3 of them. Next words that we have is party. Party is a person or group participating in an action or plan. The persons or sides concerned in a legal matter. Okay? This is not party like when you have a birthday party or something like this, okay? This is different party. Political party, we can say, for example, or if you are arguing with your friend or with your partner or someone, we can say that you are one party and another person is another party, okay? Sentence A says the parties agreed to a settlement in their contract dispute. B, the party that prepares the contract has a distinct advantage. Like the side. Party is side, okay? Person or group. Provision is a noun and it is a measure taken beforehand, like a stipulation. For example, the father made provisions for his children through his will. And sentence B says the contract contains a provision to deal with how payments are made if John loses his job, like precautions, okay? Not exactly same, but very similar. For example, in second sentence, we understand the same meaning as precautions taken beforehand. Like, if this situation happens, what will be the action? Okay, so this is provision. The word number 11 is resolve. Resolve, it is verb and means to deal with something successfully or to declare something. Also, it is noun and it has same meaning with conviction. Sentence A says the mediator was able to resolve the problem to everyone's satisfaction. And B says the businessman resolved to clean out all the files by the end of the week. Last word that we are going to learn during this lesson is specific. Specific, it is adjective and it means particular. For example, A, the customer's specific complaint was not addressed in his email. So customer wrote us email, but we could not really understand what the customer was complaining about. What was the specific complaint? B, in contract, one specific word can change the meaning dramatically. Not only in contract, in everything. In relationship, for example, one specific word can change everything. Don't you agree with me? One specific word can change everything dramatically. In every situation. In relationships, in advertisement, in contracts. For example, let's think about some words like different, strange, unusual, weird. All these words have kind of same meaning, but they have very, very different understanding. If you say unusual, it can be good or bad, but when you say strange or weird, it has bad meaning. For example, if I say Azime is an unusual person, this can be okay. But if I say Azime is very weird person, it has very negative meaning. So just one word can change everything. Azme and Nevin also agree with me. Good. Guys, do you have questions about any of the words, or can we go to exercises? Do you want to ask anything about the words, or let's move to exercises and do them as well as possible? Sana, Rana, Azime, if you don't have questions, we can move to exercises. And first exercise, we have words in context. So we have these 12 words that we've learned today. Abide by, agreement, assurance, cancel, determine, engaging, establishment, obligates, parties, provide, resolve, specifies. And you need to put these words in the sentences. Now, remember one thing. You cannot change the form of the word. You cannot even add s. For example, you cannot say cancels. So sometimes if you don't understand the meaning of the sentence, you can also think about grammar and maybe you can guess correct word with the grammatical structure of the sentence. I think I will need to open notes so I can write the words here. Abide by, agreement. Azime says, what is the word, your second example? I said unusual, weird, and strange. So unusual can be okay, it can be positive or negative, but weird and strange are negative thing. I wrote over here, weird and strange. Now I can zoom it and it will be easier for us to do, and I will show the words over here. Let's start. Contracts are an integral part of the workplace. Integral, we learned, I think, 2 or 3 lessons ago. means very important thing. Without this, the thing will not happen. So it is necessary to finish. Contracts are an integral part of the workplace. In simple terms, contracts are an, of course, noun, because we have article here, and the noun should start with a vowel, between two or more blah blah blah. Engin is here. Good. Hello, Engin. Rana says agreement. Do you agree with Rana, guys? Shahin agrees with Rana, and you are correct, guys. Definitely, we need to use here agreement. So, contracts are an agreement between two or more what? Two or more. For example, I have agreement with Shahin, and Shahin and I are what? We are two. Azme, it was just an example. It was not about someone personally. I don't know most of the students watching us. Nevin says parties, and Rana also says parties. You are totally correct, guys. If Shahin and I have agreement, we are two parties. So contracts are an agreement between two or more parties that you need verb here, terms, and blah blah blah. What does the contract do? Why do we need contract? We need verb, guys. Contract, blah blah blah, terms. Terms means like conditions. Assurance is not a verb, guys. And think grammatically also. Subject of this sentence was agreement. So that refers to agreement. Agreement provide, not correct. Think grammatically. Agreement is singular noun, countable. So, of course, we need to use S. Find the verb with S. I see a lot of different answers: obligate, determine, assurance, provide, but none of them are correct, unfortunately, guys, because we need present simple tense, and you know that for present simple tense, it needs S. Agreement is it. So we need to use this one. Specifies. So make some specifications. contract specifies terms and blah 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 the parties to follow them. So contract gives us specifications of the terms and does something the parties to follow them. We need also verb here. Rana says obligates. Do you mean obligates for number 4, Rana? Why not? Why not obligates? Again, we have same subject, contract. So again, we need to use present simple tense, and we have got s only here. Obligates the parties to follow them. Contracts often include the amount that a client will pay contractors and what services will be provided. For example, in your office, you may have a contract that provides blah blah blah, that your copier machine or phones will be repaired within a certain amount of time. What do you think about number 5, guys? We need to use noun here. Rana and Nevin say assurance, and you are correct, girls. Where is Sana? I have not seen answer from Sana. This service can either be done off-site or at your off-site means some other place, not your office, or at your we need something which has same meaning with place, office, or something like that. At your Nevin says establishment, girls and boys. Do you agree with Nevin? Is establishment correct answer for number 6? Pelin asks the difference between contract and agreement. They are absolutely same. We use them interchangeably. We can use them with the same meaning. Let's sign the agreement, let's sign the contract. No problem. Maybe there is some difference in legislation, in law, but just the word in English, they have same meaning. So we stopped on number 6, and Nevin and Rana said establishment, and they are correct. Definitely, we need establishment in number 6. Deal is like the process. I'm dealing with something, so this is the process, and We can say to have a deal, to make a deal, but this is not very official and legally correct. If we are talking about legal things, we will use contract or agreement, but not the deal. A contract often states ways to blah 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 if quality of work delivered is acceptable. I'm sure you understand that we need a verb here because we have to. We only have one answer from Nevin, but as usual, she is correct. A contract often states ways to provide if quality of... No, not provide, sorry. It does not suit here. We can't use provide. Sorry, Nevin. Because for provide we need to use something, provide something, but here we don't have something. We have if quality of work delivered is acceptable. Sorry guys. Rana says correct answer, determine. This is true. A contract often states ways to determine if quality of work delivered is acceptable. Thank you, Nevin. Well-written contracts usually blah 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 ways. Okay, so here we have something. So I think Nevin's answer will be okay here. Provide ways to 9. Again, we need verb problems. Like these when they happen. What do we need for number 9, guys? Provide, we have already used, so we have 4 words left. Abide by, cancel, engaging, or resolve. Yep, we need to use resolve here. Before blah 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 in a contract, pay attention to preposition in. What did we say? When do we need in? After which word do we need in? Rana says engaging, and it is 100% correct. Before engaging in a contract, both parties should think carefully as they will have to verb the conditions specified in it. So when you sign the contract, you need to blah 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 the conditions. Nevin says abide by, and it is correct. For 11, we can use abide by, and number 12 will be cancel. A contract usually specifies how the two parties can cancel it if either party fails to meet the terms. Okay. I think we totally understand here cancel, and because we have modal verb, we need to use the infinitive, bare infinitive form of the verb, and cancel is correct answer here. Sure. Here we have all the answers. Guys, I think we can have a break for 15 minutes now. And after 15 minutes, we will continue the lesson and we will talk about warranties. Again, we will learn some new words and we are going to do exercises together. See you in 15 minutes.
Olduğun yerden hemen kalkman gerek. Adım at ki gerçekleşsin her dilek. Bekliyor seni parlak bir gelecek. Sen ona gittikçe o sana gelecek. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
A world with a joy and smile, a world where everyone will live by satisfaction and learn to survive in the outside world, just sing your style. Learn, play, sing and dance, do what you don't see anywhere else. Learn, play, sing and dance, do but do, just sing your style.
Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, macerayla tanış. Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, bu dünyaya karış. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
Knife.
Knife. Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic.
Pronunciation.
Enthusiastic.
And enthusiasm. Enthusiastic.
Reci bilmiyorum.
Recipe.
Recipe. Recipe.
Bir daha.
Recipe.
Clark.
Clark.
Clark. Pronunciation.
Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel. olduğun yerden hemen kalkman gerek. Adım at ki gerçekleşsin her dilek. Bekliyor seni parlak bir gelecek. Sen ona gittikçe o sana gelecek. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
A world full of joy and smile, a world where everyone will lead by satisfaction and learn to survive in the outside world. Just sing your style. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do what you don't see anywhere else. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do but do, just sing your style.
Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, macerayla tanış. Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, bu dünyaya karış. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
Knife.
Knife. Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic.
Pronunciation.
Enthusiastic.
And enthusiasm. Etüstik.
Reci bilmiyorum.
Recipe.
Recipe. Recipe.
Bir daha.
Recipe.
Clark.
Clark.
Clark. Pronunciation.
Just English'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
Hi again. I'm back with you guys with a little bit more energy because I drank coffee, but still I feel very sleepy today. I could not wake up. I think it's probably because of the weather. It affects me a lot usually. When I saw rain this morning, I was not happy with it. It's great to be at home in this rainy weather and maybe cook something, eat a lot of food, watch movies or TV series. So this kind of weather gets me a bit down. That's why I'm not very energetic today. And I need a lot of coffee to stay awake because I have lessons. So during the first lesson, we covered the topic of contracts, and this lesson we will talk about warranties. Do you know what is the meaning of warranties, guys? Do you know the meaning of warranties? Do you know what warranty means? Shahin knows. Can you please tell me, Shahin, what's the difference between guarantee and warranty? What's the difference between guarantee and warranty? Any idea about it? Actually, both words have very similar meaning, and in some situations we can use them interchangeably. We can use guarantee instead of warranty and warranty instead of guarantee in some cases. But guarantee is some kind of commitment made by the manufacturer. So manufacturer commits, and manufacturer's commitment is guarantee, and warranty is an assurance given to the buyer by the manufacturer of the goods. They look very similar and kind of same, but let's think that guarantee is like a action what the manufacturer does. So manufacturer guarantees something, and warranty is assurance given to the buyer. For example, a 1 year warranty or 3 years warranty. For most electronic appliances, we get 1 year, I think, sometimes maybe 2 years or etc. Now let's talk about some of the words. First word that we are going to discuss is characteristic. Characteristic, probably you know one meaning of it. It's when we are talking about people, we can say the characteristic of the person. For example, she is very friendly. This is characteristic of a person. But when we are talking about the goods and maybe some other things, objects, then characteristic is adjective and it means an individual trait, revealing of individual traits. Like phone characteristics, maybe we can say what's the camera, how many megapixels, and the memory and etc. All these things are characteristics. Sentence A says the cooking pot has features characteristic of the brand such as heat-resistant handles. So some special things about it we can say are the characteristics. Sentence B says one characteristic of the store is that it is slow in mailing refund checks. So again, same meaning, something special like individual trait or character of the thing. Actually, it is exactly the same thing if we are talking about people or we are talking about objects. Like, I'm very friendly person, this is my characteristic, but if we are talking about the phone cannot be friendly, but phone's characteristic is what the phone can do, like how good the camera is and these kind of things. Consequence is noun, and it is that which follows necessarily, like a result of something. The consequence of not following the service instructions for your car is that the warranty is invalidated. Valid, maybe you know, it means when something is okay to use, okay to be done. Invalid means not okay anymore. Invalidated, here it's used as an adjective form, or also we can say that it is participle, or we can also say about the sentence that it's passive sentence as well. So it will not be okay anymore. The warranty will not work. Sentence B says, as a consequence of not having seen a dentist for several years, so as a result of not having seen doctor for several years, Lydia had several cavities. Maybe you don't know cavities. Cavity is when your tooth starts having problem, they change the color, like they become brownish or blackish. This is cavity. Next word that we are going to discuss is the verb consider. Consider means to think about something carefully. For example, I'm considering moving to Malaysia. Of course not, guys. This is just an example. I'm not thinking very carefully about moving to Malaysia. Sentence A says the customer considered buying the DVD player until he learned that the warranty coverage was very limited. Let me ask you one thing, by the way. How many years do you think electronic appliances should have warranty? How many years warranty there should be for phone, laptop, computer, TV? Mostly I have seen 1 or 2 year warranties. For some things also there can be 3 or 4 years. But I wish they had longer warranties. Shahin says 2 years, Rana says 2 or 3 years. I wish 10-year warranty for some things. Like, for example, washing machine, air conditioner, these kind of things I don't want to change often, and I want them to have 10-year warranties. The next sentence, sentence B, says, after considering all the options, Della decided to buy a used car. So does Shahin. So Shahin also wants 10 years guarantee. Cover. This word has a lot of different meanings. For example, maybe you know the meaning about the music. This is a cover version. I think you have heard it a lot of times. Or, oh, this is a very good cover of that song. In that case, it means like doing something in a different way or not original. This is cover when we are talking about music. But if we are talking about the verb cover, it means to provide protection against something. For example, will my medical insurance cover this surgery? So, will my medical insurance provide me the money for the surgery? Okay, so will the medical insurance give money? Azime says used car is like second-hand car. Yeah, sure. True. Sentence B says her car insurance provided for complete coverage against collision. Collision, maybe you don't know, but if you are good at science, you might know collision. Do you know the meaning of collision, guys? When one object is moving violently against other, this is collision. One object is moving violently against another object. These we call collision. Crash can be considered as collision. Yes, crash is one type of collision. Yeah. But only if on one car crashes another one, not they crash each other. Okay. Accident. There are different types of accidents, and not all of them will be considered as collision. Okay. So, for example, if this is your car and another car comes and violently crashes it, this will be collision. If your car is stopped, for example, on a car park and another car hits it, this can be collision. But if both cars come and they crush each other, this might not be collision, because it is not only one object moving to another object. Both objects move towards each other. I'm not very good with insurance terminology, but this is how I understand it. Next word, we have expiration. Expiration date, maybe you have seen all products have expiration date. So expiration date is the end date, last date for usage. Please don't mix up with deadline. Deadline is last date for doing something. For example, your boss gives you a project and tells you to do it in 2 weeks. So you have deadline in 2 weeks. Okay, this is different thing. But expiration date we can use when we are talking about products. For example, you buy yogurt at the supermarket. You need to check the expiration date. What is the last date of usage? Okay. I swear I did not see the example, guys. I was looking to the camera, but turned out the sentence A says the same thing. Have you checked the expiration date on this yogurt? Yeah. And sentence B says we can expect that the expiration of our Japan contract will impact sales next year. Impact has kind of same meaning with effect, guys. Next word, frequently. Very often. It is adverb, occurring commonly, occurring often, or something widespread. For example, A says, appliances frequently come with a 1-year warranty. Yeah, we talked about it, that most of the things have 1-year warranties. B, warranties for these kind of appliances are frequently limited in their coverage. Yeah, actually, I was very surprised with Turkish companies about warranty. In my country, telephones, tablets, laptops, they have warranty, but the companies will never do anything for you. they will always blame you that you maybe dropped the phone, or maybe there was water drops on the phone, that's why it doesn't work, blah 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 blah. But in Turkey, I have fixed my phone with warranty 4 or 5 times. I was so shocked. My phone already had some scratches and I dropped it many times, but still the company warranty worked for it. And I was very surprised. This does not happen in my country. This is a very positive thing about Turkey. So in my country, this sentence is totally true. Warranties for these kind of appliances, for telephones or computers and other electronic equipments, are frequently limited in their coverage. Not just frequently limited, they are very, 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 very limited in their coverage. Like, if you take it the next day after you had bought, maybe they will fix it, but sometime later, definitely the companies in my country say, this is not our fault, you probably dropped it because there is some kind of damage. The word imply means to indicate by inference, implied meaning. If you have watched my TOEFL videos, maybe you could remember from there implied meaning of something. So one thing is said, but implied meaning is different. For example, I'm taking an umbrella. Implied meaning for this sentence is it is raining outside. Why would I take umbrella if it was not raining? Sentence A says the guarantee on the iPod implied that all damages were covered under warranty for 1 year. So it had this meaning. And sentence B says the travel agent implied that our hotel was not in the safest part of the city. Maybe travel agent did not say exactly these words, but with travel agent's words we could understand this. But when passed for details, he said the location was fine. Exactly what I said. Promise is some kind of commitment or pledge if we use as a noun. As a verb means to pledge to do something, bring about, or provide. For example, a warranty is a promise the manufacturer makes to the consumer. Totally correct. Consumer is customer, same meaning, guys. And B, the sales associate promised that our new mattress would arrive by noon on Saturday. The sales associate promised that our new mattress would arrive by noon on Saturday. I said mattress, sorry guys, it is mattress. I think I'm getting a little bit old because the laptop is like 40 centimeters away from me and I can't read well anymore. I might need to start using glasses, unfortunately. Protect. Maybe you know this word from Procter & Gamble. It's a very famous company, Procter & Gamble. If you don't know the meaning of protect, let me tell you that it means to guard. It is a verb. A. Consumer laws are designed to protect the public against unscrupulous vendors. So, consumer laws protect you from bad manufacturers or bad sellers or bad vendors. B, you can protect yourself from scams by getting detailed information on the seller. Internet shopping is very popular these days, and yesterday, for example, I wanted to buy something I wanted to buy a dress shirt, and on internet, of course, we should not go out to shops these days. So I wanted to protect myself, therefore I read all the comments made to the seller. And at the end I did not buy anything. I just watched, and I read a lot of things and I did not buy. I could not decide which one to buy. Number 10, reputation. Reputation, it's like the image, for example, the school's reputation. So the school has good image. People think in a good way about this school. We can say school has good reputation. Official explanation for reputation is the overall quality of character. Sentence A says, even though the salesperson showed me a product I had never heard of, I bought it because of the good reputation of the manufacturer. So manufacturer had very good image, that's why I bought this product. And sentence B says the company knew that the reputation of its product was the most important asset it had. Good. We understand, I think. 11 is require. It's a verb and noun form is requirement. To deem necessary or essential. So something is necessary or essential. A car warranty may require the owner to have it serviced by a certified mechanic. And sentence B says, the law requires that each item clearly display the warranty information. This is a very good law. I like it. Each item should have very clear warranty information. Good. Variety means many different kinds. It is noun. If we want to use as a verb, we will say vary. And if we want to use as an adjective, we should say various. Sentence A says there is a variety of standard terms that you will find in warranties. And sentence B says a variety of unexpected problems appeared after the product had been on the market for about 6 months. I hope you understood the meaning of this word and all other words as well. Let's have a look again. Here we've got the words characteristic, consequence, consider, cover, expiration, frequently, imply, promise, protect, reputation, require, and variety. Guys, do you understand all the words? Do you understand all the words? Nevin says yes. Rana joins her. Mehmet also says yes. Okay, then I think we can move to exercises, okay? Again, we will do the same kind of exercise. We have sentences and you have got to put these 12 words in the correct places. Remember that you cannot change the form of the word. You cannot make, for example, past simple, or you cannot add s or things like this. Azime says, I understand as much as I can because I'm intermediate. Yes, this lesson is not for intermediate, but I always try to explain in the possible easiest way possible, so all students can understand the words. So we have characteristics, consequences, consider, coverage, expire, frequently, implies, promise, protect, reputations, required, and vary. Let's read the sentence and decide what we need in number 1. Warranties are sellers something to stand behind its product. What do you think for number 1, guys? Let's see if we have anyone on Facebook. Let me check our live on Facebook. Shahin says promise in number 1, and you are totally correct, Shahin. Of course, warranties are a seller's promise to stand behind its products. Most major purchases like computers or cars come with a warranty, as do smaller purchases like stereos or other electronic housewares. Warranties are not blah 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 by law. Of course, we need to use here verb form or participle. Guys, look at the structure. Warranties are not protect. Of course, it will not be correct because protect is verb 1 form. If we say implies, also we can't say warranties are not implies. We need to use verb in participle form. This is passive voice structure, guys. Warranties are not verb 3 by law. Rana gave me correct answer, required, yes. Azimem, we cannot change these words. You need to just copy. You can't change anything, okay? So only verb 3 form we had required. We do not have any other verb 3 form. Muharrem also gave correct answer, thank you. So warranties are not required by law, but are blah 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 found on most products. What do you think about number 3, guys? Are found. Already we have the verb structure, so we can't use any verb. You have emizar and then you have verb 3 form. You can only put adverb between them. Look at the words and which one is adverb. characteristics, consequences, consider, coverage, expire, frequently, implies, protect, reputations, vary. Find the adverb form. Guys, adverb in Turkish means zarf, I think. I think zarf. For example, quickly, easily. We have only one adverb in the list. Rana has correct answer, of course, frequently. So they are frequently found on most products, commonly found on most products. If you are making a purchase, you should, of course, verb the individual blah 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 of a warranty, as each can blah blah blah. So we need here verb. If you are making a purchase, if you are buying something, you should what? The individual. We need verb and we need the base form of the verb. So it should not have as, it should not be in past form or something. Consider is a verb, expire is verb, implies is verb, protect is verb, and vary is verb. Which one can we use here? Nevin says consider, and you are correct, Nevin. You should consider the individual something of a warranty. We need here, of course, noun. When you are making a purchase, when you are buying something, you should consider individual blah 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 of a warranty. Coverage can be okay grammatically. But with the meaning, it's not okay. Like individual qualities of a warranty, individual terms, individual special things. Maybe I can help you with number 5 and tell you that we need to have here number 5, individual characteristics. So individual qualities of a warranty, as each can, of course, verb base form in the amount. Each can different maybe. So we need something like different. Like be different or differ, guys, which verb has same meaning? Expire implies protect or vary. Which one has meaning with be different? Nevin says implies. Nevin, look at the grammar. We have can. How can we use s? So we can't use this. We can use grammatically. Finally, Sana, where have you been? So good that you provide us with correct answer. Each one can vary, so each one can change, okay? Each can vary in the amount of something it provides. Amount of, so maybe one warranty provides 80% of the money, blah, blah, blah. Another one can give us 70% blah, blah, blah of the damage. So what is this? Like my phone is 1,500 liras. This was the price when I bought it, and then I broke it. It doesn't work anymore. So the insurance may give me not 1,500, but they may give me 1,200. So what is this 1,200? It is 80% blah, blah, blah. We need noun. We have 3 nouns. You need to choose the correct one. Consequences, coverage, or reputations? Rana says coverage, and she is correct. In the amount of coverage it provides, so how many percent it covers. At the minimum, warranties are required to promise that the product will do what it blah 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 that it will do. I think kind of difficult grammar structure for you maybe. So warranties promise that product will do what it's supposed to do. Like if the phone is calling, the warranty is that the phone will make a call. We need to use a verb in number 8, guys. Rana says implies. Do you agree, guys? Do you agree with Rana? Rana Sana. I love saying these two names together. Always, please try to write comments at the same time. Rana Sana implies, correct. For example, that a blender will blend or a hairdryer will dry hair. Most warranties are good for a fixed time. Then they blah blah blah. For some time it is good, then it then of course they expire. Thank you, Rana. And Nevin. You can, of course, verb yourself by buying products from companies. You can. We need to use verb. And we have only one verb left, guys. Number 10, you can. Rana, Sana, Nevin, protect, correct. You can protect yourself by buying products from companies with good, what? With good image. Nevin says reputations. Nice. And last one will be consequences. There are consequences to not taking care of the product, as most warranties require that you use the product in a certain manner. Yep, we finished the exercise and we have done all of them correctly. Good job, guys. I think most of them were easy. We just had problem with number 6 and 3. Now remember, I told you today that we should always learn the word families, and we can do one exercise about it. You will see same word but different form, verb form, adjective form, noun form, and you should put correctly in the sentence which form we need. Here we go. Number 10, the timing belt, character, characteristic, characterize, characteristically, shows signs of wear after about 180,000 miles. A, B, C, or D for number 10. Sana says D. And of course, it is correct because we need adverb form here. Good job, Sana. Number 11, Jax and Luisa will only consideration, consider, considering, considerable, purchasing appliances that come with a money-back guarantee. What do we need here? Noun, verb, ing form, or adjective? Rana, you have disappointed me. Your answers for vocabulary part was so good, but not that good for grammar. Will only, of course, verb. Thank you to Nevin and Sana. B, consider. Number 12, if there is any implicit, implicated, implication of the director's involvement, we need to follow up swiftly and thoroughly. You see any, so definitely we need to use noun form. Which one of them, guys? Number 12. Nevin and Rana say D, and girls, you are correct. Of course, we need to use D. Let's go a little bit this way. Number 13. The level of protect, protective, protection, protector implied by the warranty was misleading. The level of, do we need verb, adjective, or noun? Rana, Nevin, Sana say C, and you are correct, girls. 13, we need to use C, level of protection. Number 14, it can be very helpful to consider the reputation, reputable, reputing, reputed of the manufacturer and the merchant when making a major purchase. Rana was the first one, then Nevin followed her. Let's see if we have any other students giving answer correctly as the girls did. Of course, it is A. And last question, if the appliance breaks down within 2 years of purchase, the manufacturer is requiring, requisite, requirement, or required to send you a replacement at no charge. Girls, think about the grammar here. Rana, Sana, Nevin. A is not correct because the manufacturer is requiring to send. No, we need to use passive voice because something makes manufacturer send you the replacement. Yep. Because it is passive, we need to use answer D, required. Good. So today we've learned some new words and phrases about contracts and warranties, and I would like to thank all of you for joining in the lesson and engaging in the conversation. It was very nice. I wish you a very good day. Please don't forget to like our videos and comment some good things about the videos. And there is another lesson starting at 2 o'clock. So in 10 minutes, you can join another lesson as well. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter accounts. Enjoy the day, guys. Bye-bye.